Hey friends, it's Peggy Hall back with you from thehealthyamerican.org. We are finishing out the week as I'm filming this right now. It's Friday and it is March 15th, 2024. And I want to share with you some very interesting information that I got from my Healthy Americans. This is actually information that they have written and published, and it goes along with our theme of don't complain, create. And I want to thank all of you that have sent me books and prayers and financial gifts and letters and cards and sharing your stories. I have a snail mail address for you in the description box below, and that is my P.O. box. And I really love having this interaction with you offline because you never know when the bad guys are going to pull the plug on these platforms. You can see that YouTube really likes to freeze my videos. Let me know if you would like to see me do some lives on Rumble. I think they're starting to do that on the platform as well. I have Rumble as a backup platform, and I also have my own vault of every video that I've ever done, and that is over at peggyhall.tv. I've been doing this for 4 years and counting, and my goal is to inspire, educate, inform, entertain from time to time, and encourage and empower you to stand by the courage of your convictions, to not give in, give up, and give over your freedom, your God-given rights. So I teach a lot about the laws that protect those rights, how to defend your freedom, how to stand up for truth. And from time to time, I do cover the headlines so that we can learn how to discern truth from deception and how we can read between the lines, how we can make sure that we're not being bamboozled, hoodwinked, and duped by the powers that shouldn't be, those that want to ensnare us, entrap us, tyrannize, and oppress us. The elected officials, I call them public serpents when they are serving evil and not serving we the people. Anyhow, near the end of the week, at the end of the week, I like to be a little more lighthearted in what I'm sharing. And this week in particular, I've spoken a lot about exactly what you can do to stand up for your freedom. Do not give over your responsibility to some national group that's going to do it for you. It is up to you to stand. Now, I've got a second video for you today, and that is all about people who are standing up for their rights. But there's a little twist to the story about this lawsuit against the National Park Service for no longer receiving or allowing cash for entry fees. Wait until I tell you an interesting twist. I can't wait to get your opinion on that. All right, before I do anything more, stick with me because I want to thank the sponsor of this video. The sponsors are how I'm able to do this information for you for free because I still have a lot of legal bills myself that I am paying off. So stick with me. This is a product that I trust. I hope that you will try it as well. And we are going to hop right on over to, let me share my screen. And this is 3harmfulfoods.com/Peggy. And the message I have for you is, we're told that we are living in the most advanced era in human history with all sorts of medical breakthroughs that, yes, we know all about those. And why then are more millions of Americans more and more unhealthy and overweight, right, than they've ever been? According to this doctor here, she's a board certified physician and expert nutritionist, Dr. Amy Lee. She's got a video for you here that you can watch for free, and that is at 3harmfulfoods.com/Peggy. And she will explain to you that one of the main reasons people are unhealthy and overweight is because of 3 harmful foods that are passed off as health foods all over the country. These foods can cause weight gain, clog your digestive tract, deplete your energy, wreck your skin. Apparently, they're even banned in other countries. I know that you also are like me and you want to live a healthy life fully and freely. So check this out. You will find out about these foods that are shockingly still legal in the US. And Dr. Amy shines a light on what these foods are. She explains how the side effects from these foods are wreaking havoc on the health of millions of Americans. But the good news is it's easy to stop and reverse this damage by simply learning about these foods and how to spot them. And by doing so, you can experience easier weight loss, smooth digestion, and vibrant energy. That sounds good to me. How about you? So again, find out what these fake foods are, and it's 3harmfulfoods.com/Peggy. I will have a link for you in the description box below. Find out all you need to know to regain control over your body. Study this video. It's absolutely free. And let me know if that's something that is of interest to you. I hope you'll check it out. Friends, you are an encouragement to me. I receive daily cards, letters, inquiries in the mail, in the physical mail. And I think it's so important that we keep that mail going. I basically am like a pen pal with some of you, and I really appreciate your patience when it takes me a little while to respond. And actually, thank you for your notes. I do have my lovely moderator, Rhonda, who's on board, and she does help me with my correspondence because it's not feasible or possible actually for me to handwrite every single thank you note myself. But I read all of your cards, I receive them, I receive your prayers, and I literally could not persevere as I have without you and your support. Now, over these last several videos, I've talked all about things that you can do personally, and I want to share with you what some of you are doing. It is absolutely fantastic. Let me start with this one. This is a book called The Final Seed, and it is written by Eric Allen Soldo, and it's called Unmarked Only. Now, I will say that I'm unmarked, if you know what I'm saying. I have not participated in any of this hogwash, and I do want to share with you his website. So let me do this as well, and then I'll talk a little bit about the book, and stay tuned because I also have, with Eric's permission, the ability to give about a dozen of these books. Like, this is an actual physical printed book, but I will have the ability to send you the e-book. And what you need to do is email support@thehealthyamerican.org. Basically, raise your hand and I'll tell you what this is about. If you think it's a good fit for you and you would like to get this for free, let me know. If you would like to support Eric in his ministry, you can also purchase the book. So let's do this. I want to put a name in the face together, and then I will tell you about the book. I've read it cover to cover. It's quite compelling. And his website is called faithonfire.net. This is not any kind of sponsored program at all. He sent this to me. I enjoyed it, and I wanted to share it with you. So he and his wife have written books, and here are several of them. And I want to also, I'll leave a link for you in the description box below. And I want to tell you about an email exchange that I had also with Eric when I said, it's a long overdue thank you for sharing your excellent, timely, and compelling book, The Final Seed. You captured exactly what so many of us have been going through over these last several years of the hogwashing. While I'm personally still on the fence as to the existence of cooties and the pathogens that cause it, that we're told that cause it, and their ability to be contagious, the bigger picture, and I'm writing to Eric, that you illustrated so powerfully is the government siding with evil to destroy God's greatest creation, which is mankind. And Eric, you also elegantly included in your book that he did not create the earth for us as an insignificant spinning speck in an ever expanding universe. So Eric, you and I are on the same page as far as biblical cosmology goes. I'm not talking about cosmetology. That's hair and face. I'm talking about how God created the world, the physical earth. So I am so grateful to Eric for being on board as a Healthy American. He and his wife have been getting my newsletters and have been following the videos. And I will read to you the back of the book as much as I can here, the back page, without getting any strikes on this channel. So it says, will the world elite and the rising beast succeed in their quest to marry men and machine and cull the earth of mankind? Or will God's remnant persevere to preserve the final seed? And one final question, is it the mark, right? You know that he's talking about the cocktail. So the story is this: when faithful genetic researcher Ben Strickland receives a secret government report and 4 mysterious vials, he and his wife, Sarah, are called to help expose the elite's plan to alter the seeds of mankind forever. I think you can understand what he's writing here. Before a contrived catastrophe unveils at the crossroads of humanity's reset, Ben and Sarah bond together, taking on a Goliath, a world-class elite aligned with secret government agencies, tech, and drug companies. Coursing through pivotal events of the time and culture and families divided over the cocktails, as I'll put it, the illegal measures, also known as mandates, which I hate that word, morals, politics, but that's what they sloshed all over us, climate change, fate, and whether to trust in medicine and man or to trust in God. Filled with a host of unforgettable characters from former vet Pastor AJ, covert geneticist Dr. Cole, Senator Rand. He's got some names of actual public figures that he kind of played with a little bit. It's interesting with the spelling. His sidekick Charlie, Nurse Miriam, elitist Klaus Schwab. I love that. Of course, I call him Nasal Schwab. And Ben's nephew, who works for the infamous bespectacled Billy Bates. Yes. So this is by Eric Allen Soldo. He's a husband, a musician, a writer, a missionary, and a father with 5 adult children. So when you read this book, and I literally read it in one sitting. It's about 125, 150 pages, and it's very compelling. It is going to take you back to the very beginning, and it goes through in a novel-like setting. So I highly recommend getting this. And if you are interested in supporting Alan, you can go to his website and buy it. Remember, that's how the world works. There you see value in something and you exchange your value for it. And Alan, I want to thank you for your generosity, for my ability to make a certain number of the ebook copies available for free. A round of applause for Alan. He's not sitting around complaining, friends. He actually sat down, took his time, invested his own money, resources, energy, and this was published in 2023. So this is a brand new book. And I'm so grateful that I got it and that I read it. And I love seeing other people's perspective. As I say, there's a lot in there about, cooties itself. And I'm very, you know how I stand about that. But the bigger picture about the book and about the evildoers trying to usurp God's authority is very valid. So I highly recommend it. All right, let's turn to something. This is here, and this says, first do no harm. And this is a coloring book. So how fun is this? Karen Kohlberg, and I'm going to read to you her letter that she sent me. She actually used her time, energy, resources, effort, frustrations. She didn't complain about what was going on. She actually created, and it goes all through here, all the ABCs. C is for censorship. D is for doctors. E is for eugenics. F is for freedom. And she's got a couple of paragraphs describing really what we went through over these last few years. So let me also share with you her website, and I will cue that up for you over here. She is a writer. She also is a writing coach. And here we go. This is inkfunny.com. And this is her, the coloring book that she published. And it says Coaching for Storytellers Too. So if you are interested in this, I will have a link for you in the description box below. And what I would like to do is read to you her letter. All right. It says, the Ink Funny, seriously. Dear Peggy, I wanted to send you a gift I created to thank you for all you do to support those who look to you for truthful information and your myriad efforts to maintain our basic civil freedoms. 3 years ago, I was operating at the speed of skepticism. Now I am operating at the speed of sarcasm. And this coloring book is the result of all of the information I received from you and the other courageous doctors, nurses, countless others who sacrificed so much to keep us informed and, most importantly, alive. I was inspired to get a small number of these coloring books printed after listening to an interview. Anyhow, suffice it to say that she was inspired to get creative about the information war in terms of waking people up and trying to stop or mitigate a lot of what's going on. And so this is where Karen said, I decided I needed a way to express my thoughts and help dismantle the illusion. Bravo, Karen. This really, I loved reading it. I chuckled at many sections of this, and I love your creativity. And this is something that can be given to people. It is a very friendly, also compelling, and factual way of getting information into the hands of others. She said, I hope you enjoy the results of seeing this information presented in my own think funny way. If you are so inclined, it would be great if you could give me, an endorsement. And you know what, Karen, I'm going to write you an endorsement. And I love what you're doing here. She says, I highly doubt that Amazon will allow me to self-publish this book using their platform. C is for censorship is in the third page of First Do No Harm. And if you know of another publisher, please let me know. Anyway, she said, feel free to contact me. And here's a toast to us staying healthy. With great admiration, Karen Kohlberg, AKA Misinformation. Isn't that funny? MS Information. So here we have it. I will have to bring some more information to you about this. Yeah. She says, oh, why can't you see, right? The letter C. Anything negative said about cooties is automatically considered a conspiracy and immediately censored. Campaigns are crafted to convince you to follow along with their facts about the jab, since it is for the common good, right? Do it for your Uncle Charlie. Do it to the children. Ask yourself, who benefits from colluding or creating confusion about the illusion? I like how she puts that. So many C words in so little time: camps, control, compliance, cash, cow, captured, CDC, complicit, communist, cooties, created, creepy, crass, coming your way to a mall, permanently closed and no longer near you. Anyway, she's very clever. So I highly recommend this. And you go to inkfunny.com. A round of applause for my healthy Americans that didn't complain, they created. Now, you may be saying right now, Peggy, I can't write a book. I don't have the money. I don't have the talent. I don't have the time. I don't have the ideas. I'm not able to write a funny coloring book. And I'm not able to write a novel about what we went through. I don't need to do that. If God, not if, but God has gifted each of us individually. That's why we're individuals. And He has a plan and a purpose for your life. And He has something that He has called you to do. And you know what it is. It may be something that you have pushed aside, that you have been procrastinating on, that somehow you believe that you're not good enough, or you're not old enough, or you're not young enough, or you don't have enough time, or you don't know where to get started. Just get started. If you would like my personal encouragement on this, please check out my other channel, which is called Living Swell with Peggy Hall. And on that channel, I've got oodles. I love that word. I've got oodles of videos about encouraging you to take action, to break free from procrastination, to believe in yourself and follow God's call on your life. It may be something completely different, but the point being, instead of complaining, instead of living in the fear and the dread, instead of allowing the bad guys, the oppressors, the tyrants, the public serpents to crush our soul, we fight back. And I'm so grateful that God called me to create the Healthy American. This is what I did in response to the oppression, the tyranny, the psychological trauma that was inflicted upon us back in 2020. I literally said to my family, I said, oh, they want cooties? All right, let's go. You want to do this? Okay, bring it on. And I knew that I was going to stand strong and that I would not stand down, and I haven't. And I've made those tough choices, and I know you have as well. More and more people are waking up to what's going on, and that's because of you sharing the information. I did a video yesterday about, stop trying to talk people into it, but sharing the information, letting them know that it's available, and supporting others like us and like these publishers right here, these authors, supporting them in the work that they do. That is an action that you can take. Liking this video, resubscribing to this channel, commenting helps a lot with the algorithm, and letting people know about the Healthy American and the other freedom fighters that you follow. So I wanted to close out with this uplifting message, and I will continue to bring more and more of these broadcasts where I'm sharing with you, the audience, the messages that people have sent me. many of them are so encouraging. I want you to be uplifted by their messages. I want you to also pray for those that are sorrowing and in these tough circumstances. I hear all sorts of stories, and I want to share those with you as well. All right. Thank you so much for being on board. I mentioned that I have a video about the lawsuit against the National Park Service, and I want to tell you about my deep dive there. And then I want to get your opinion on how things all unfolded. All right. In the meantime, make sure that you're subscribed not only to this channel and my backup channel. It's free, and that's Living Swell with Peggy Hall, but also my Substack, peggyhall.substack.com. That's where I have all of my current events and how to push back on tyranny, all of the tips and techniques and tools and strategies and solutions and resources and remedies out of the spin cycle into the solutions. That's what I'm all about. All right, friends, I'm so grateful to have you on board, and I'll see you in the very next broadcast.